Well, hello. Welcome to Drawing with Fire. I'm Valarie, your neighborhood pyrography artist. I'm joined with hubby.
Cap.
And today we are doing dark velvety fabric. So you can see that I've got more in than I did on the thumbnail, and that's because I wanted to show how I'm going to start working in the background. This is the first layer set on 3 with the 18L. And just dragging down and blending in. All of this is going to go darker, but I just wanted to show some of that. So we are going to start with the 18L, and I am gonna do this. Does the audio sound okay?
I can hear you just fine.
You can hear me just fine. All right, so fabric.
But I'm not listening to you on a device.
Fabric to me is very relaxing to do. It's all about the shadows and where you put them, and when you're done it can look really, really cool. So right now I've got the light version of the photo up just so you can see the detail, but as we go, this is what it looks like dark, and that's how the photo is going to be. But it makes it easier to work if I click the right photo. There we go. From the sepia, just to get started laying it in, and then everything's going to be darkened. Alrighty. So hey, Burl, Andrea, Barb, Sheila, Teresa. Is anybody?
Sounds good, apparently.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Hopefully no more of that issue.
So you said that you like the doing the shadows, the fabric.
I do.
So would you say it's what you do in the shadows?
It is what you do. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. It is. So I'm going to start with my lighter photo just so I can see where the darks really are. And it bumps up right against the lights. And so it may feel a little off. But as you put more in and blend some of those lines out, it works. But you need to have these darks. And right now, I'm set on 3 with the 18 large. I'm just dragging down. And this is going to go much darker. I started darkening the books a little bit. That's still, the books have a long way to go.
Did you know about the books?
Yes, children love the books.
No, what?
Yeah.
That's not what I was going to say.
Since when? So the 18L is making it a nice smooth shadow, and that's what I want. We also need to make sure we follow the direction of the fabric. So right here, we have the fabric splitting in its drape. So we kind of need to keep that in with the burn, because that's what helps give us the feel of the flow of the fabric. And that was a tongue twister.
The feel of the flow of the fabric.
The feel of the flow of the fabric. The feel of the flow of no, I'm not going to keep
You're
doing
going to
that.
say something bad.
I'm going to say something bad. Let's see, I can lower the heat.
It just looks like you're copying the shape of your pen tip right now.
It does, doesn't it? Well, I picked this dark spot right here up against the book to start putting in. And so this is the same heat setting that I was using on the dark background, because I'm using the pen a little differently how I'm moving it.
What heat setting is that?
This is 3. But remember, I'm also on basswood. Basswood requires less heat overall. And the reason next week's dark background is going to take so long is because I'm doing it in layers. So you saw where I've already put some in, and that was at 3, the same heat setting. And then I'm going to go up a heat setting or 2 next week to start.
Trooch is here.
Hey, Trooch. So where we have the lighter areas, we can do ovals so that we can get some of that texture, because we do see some of the velvety texture up close. And going along with the fold, it's the same as the book and the petal going with the direction. We can put some, you can either go with stippling if you want.
Oh, Moritz is here.
Hey, Moritz.
Hello, Moritz.
I'm going to go in a little closer. There we go. So the color is going to change because the camera's closer. But I need to make sure I get my darks in. And then, like I said, everything's going to go darker once everything's blocked in. But where I've put in the dark background, it is going to require a higher heat because that wood part is already burned. But it will help to even it out and really get us some good darks. And get even darks, because that's one thing I can get frustrated with, is if it's not as even as I would like. So in lowering your heat, you're going to get a more even burn, and it's not going to be so flat. Basswood can gray out. So if you don't want it to be that flat black, even when you varnish, if you do it in layers, it allows for there to be, to have the light shine through it differently. And it'll make it feel more alive. Sometimes you can do a flat black and it just feels very dull.
Yeah.
We don't want dull. So I'm just following my shapes. And then I can blend out. I'm just trying to move quickly so we can get to an area where I start crossing over the burn.
So Church has included in his name now Greg Petrucci.
Greg Petrucci. Awesome. So we got another Greg. Awesome. That's another Greg. And I know this is a little off. I saw Andrea's comment on the video from last week, and I just saw it right before going live. Andrea, I hope you feel better, hon. I totally understand the pain and feeling like you can't burn, but if you're really trying to get back into your burning, which I really, really hope you are, oh, excuse me, because that really helps your mental health when you're in a lot of pain. If you can at least do one thing that you really love doing and get that back. If you try maybe setting an alarm for 15 minutes at a time and take a longer break and then go back at it for 15 minutes, hopefully maybe you can get to a point where you're helping yourself to sit longer. It's taking years for me to get to the level I'm at now. I totally understand.
I wonder if
your pain.
I wonder how many people actually realize that you are in pain all the time.
I don't know.
But it is one of the ways
it is a constant
that you cope with it, is by.
But when I finish a burning, it helps me feel like I did something.
Yeah.
I accomplished something other than just the constant pain screaming in my head. I was able to give back something to somebody in some way, whether it's the videos or it's my actual art. I can feel like I accomplished something. And when you're in chronic pain, that feeling of not, and I don't want to speak for Andrea because this is just from my point of view, the feeling of not being able to do anything depending on what's going on in your life, like a burden, and that you're missing out. And if you weren't born with chronic pain, if it came on for whatever the reason is, you have to go basically through the grieving process because the person you knew is no longer there, and it can be very hard. So I do hope we can help as much as possible in that.
Well, I certainly understand pain, and it's something that my dad always told me, because he has chronic back pain, and the pain that people can't see, they don't understand, and so they think that it's no big deal because
or in your head
you don't appear different than other people, so it must not be that bad. But I can say that is definitely not the truth, because you can look just like everybody else, but you can be in a great deal of pain. It's hard to explain that to people.
It is.
So
It is. And that feeling like you're broken. It can be hard.
Says, I agree with you 100%. No burden, just military pain. I am right there with you, Andrea. 100%.
That's where Jason's come from.
Yep.
Alrighty, so let's lighten this up. I know we have new people watching, and hopefully sometimes we can say something that people need to hear.
Yep.
That will help them at least not feel alone. I can't make their pain better. I wish I could.
Well,
but I can support you with as much love as possible. I feel ya.
Seems like this is a happy ending, so just bear with me. But Teresa says her daughter has COVID, but she says she feels fine after a fever and a slight cough.
Oh, good.
So
that is a fear of ours because of my lupus, and I already stay sicker longer than most people.
Yep. So Andrea, all those decon techniques that we learned in the military, every time I go out, I double decon on the way back in the house, just because I want to make sure. But
alright, so this looks really weird. It looks really weird, just blotchy and whatnot. But now I'm actually going to switch over to the medium. I had to look at it for a minute. The medium spoon shader. I'm going to actually bump my heat down to 2, because remember, the smaller pens require less heat, or a lower number, in order to get the burn you're looking for that's lighter. And this is the first this half of the year for cocoa, hot cocoa. I got cocoa. Special cocoa, but I got cocoa.
Moritz is sick as well.
Oh, I'm
He's
sorry.
telling me it's not COVID, but he is not feeling. He's under the weather as well. So it's going around.
A few months ago, we were waiting on results for my oldest, who has really bad asthma. He had to go through the COVID testing. And then Sarika, Keeson's oldest, she's waiting on her test results right now.
Yep.
Luckily, he's in really good health, so
yeah.
I'm not as stressed about her.
No.
She doesn't have the breathing issues that my oldest has. Alright, so we're going to go right in there and
Moritz
cut that
said
in.
it is very awesome and kind of you to say.
What's that?
So,
I can actually go up and well, I'm going to stay at this heat because what we're going to do is blend out into our lighter first. And see, with this and ovals, I'm getting some texture, and that's what I want. And then I can blend to make some of this darker. You can also use a ball tip for this. Alright, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I'm trying not to interrupt you because I know you're instructing, but yeah, Andrea, me too. Like, I limit my outside interactions with the world as much as possible. So when I shop, I try and get everything, ahead of time, so that I'm only going out like maybe once a week, a little over a week,
Yeah.
and
you had to get me some my medicine.
Yeah. So I do the same thing, because less exposure is less chance of contracting something.
So right here I put a shadow, but that is actually a piece of lighter fabric. And so I'm going to have to make sure I go in with these darks, which I can't do right now because I do have my temperature down. But I'm going to have to go in with more darks in order to separate it. Just following those shapes.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
What's that?
Sarika just had her...
Oh, did she just get the results?
Yeah.
Didn't expect that. We were expecting them later. I'm guessing they were negative?
Yes, they really...
Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So now she gets to relax for 14 days. Because they shut down her business where she works. Well, she still needs to keep an eye on it. Anyway, so I'm just going very quickly and trying where I have the highest highlights. I'm trying not to hit those right now. As I'm blending these out, I'm going very quickly. Like I said, this is on 2. But I am going to raise the heat in a moment in order to blend. Some of them we have some really sharp lines and others are a little softer. So we want to keep those. I'm glad it was negative. And remember, where we don't have light, there might be some reflective light that's kind of lightening up the fabric, but there's no direct light in here. There is a little bit here and right here, but most of this is not direct light, and we have to pay attention to that. Oops.
Teresa, I got a couple things. Teresa said that she tried pointillism for the first time on fabric. Takes forever, but I enjoyed it.
It does take forever.
Better you than me. I cannot.
To me, it's relaxing.
To me, it is terrible. I cannot do it. I can do it, but I choose not to because I can't stand it.
See, I like it, but
it's so slow.
But along with doing dark backgrounds, pointillism, I can actually doze off while burning and when I catch myself, I'm like, okay, I'm done for now. Before I burn the house down.
I'm glad you don't make it a regular thing.
No, I
have
don't.
A fire extinguisher outside your door. You're like, oh, time to go put out Valarie again.
No, thankfully I don't.
Just spray you down and you wake up and then, whoa, fell asleep again. So Shirley Millar would like to look at the bottom and side profile of the spoon shader that you're using.
Okay, let me... Side and bottom profile. Alright, so there are 4 different sizes. Let me find them all. Get them in order. That's the extra large. That's a small. That's a large. Alright. Excuse me. Alright, this is still hot, so I'm trying to be careful while I do this. So this is the bottoms in order of, there we go, in order of size, small, medium, large, extra large, and then the profile, the spoon starts becoming more shallow. In fact, the extra large, which is this one, I'll be using for the dark background as well, and to smooth out burning areas. So hopefully that helps. Now, to do this, let's out. Get myself. There we go. I didn't get myself. Yay! Alright. The extra large I really like for smoothing out areas. Oops. I should have tested my board first before my tip. But that's okay, because this is going to be dark anyway. And then we have a highlight that butts right up against it. And we have to pay attention to that.
I'm really liking the quality of this piece.
Right now, it's still very much in the ugly stage. And
You think so?
It is.
Your ugly stage is a lot of people's good stage.
No.
You know that, right?
I don't think about it that way.
Whatever.
I have my own ugly stage, and this is
Let me just say
still my ugly stage.
Whatever.
So we do have a bright highlight, but if I switch over to the dark, let me see here. That's color.
Switch it over to the dark side.
Yes.
Do it.
Trying to find the right one. Okay, I don't have a sepia uploaded. I just have the color uploaded. But if you notice, we don't see no, I have a stuffy hair. We can see the difference in how much light we actually see for the piece. So if I go a little too dark, it will be totally fine.
And your journey will be complete.
So I touch down in an area I've already burned.
Do it.
Because it'll take the heat better than if I touch down an area I haven't burned yet. So if you keep that in mind when you go to touch down, it'll help a bit with the blobs. If you can find an area to touch down that's already burned, and then move your pen over, that is one way to keep from getting those dreadful blobs. This is a dark area. I'm just going to put my line here for my shadow so I know where it's at, and then go up. Then we'll go back.
Or it says that you were supposed to be the chosen one, Val. Don't join the dark side.
And the chosen one?
Mm-hmm.
Question is, what am I chosen for?
Apparently this.
Alright. So now I'm actually going to go ahead and bump up to 3. And we'll get in this shadow. And with other things, I wouldn't have to adjust my heat. It would just be my speed, but I did go lower.
So Goha from Poland is here.
Hello.
Says, for me,
Excuse me.
this is almost like meditation.
Oh, good.
And
Thing is I can't meditate right now or go to
Goha
sleep.
says, thanks for showing the spoons.
Oh, you are very welcome. I need to make a smaller video, but I do have 2 lives showing all the different Optima pens and what you can use them for. So,
Or it says chosen for greatness. That's what you're chosen for.
we'll see if I ever get there.
Shirley says, thank you so much. I've had issues with my my razor tip spoon shaders scratching the wood
I'm gonna be good.
from the way the bottom of the spoon is shaped, as well as very inconsistent profile type.
Where's it at? Where is it at? I'm looking for something specific for a reason. I didn't realize she was comparing. Alright. Let's see here. This is the razor tip spoon shader, and this is the Optima. And you can see the difference. They should be about the same size, but that gap is part of your reason you're scratching. And that's part of your problem. And the way Pat does it is makes the ball tip is definitely different. Alright, let's get back into here. I'm building up those darks. And so you can see this dark is burning different than that dark, which I'm not worried about because I'm going to be going back in. Sorry. There we go.
You okay?
Yeah, I was just trying to do multiple things at once. I'll be going back in and adjusting. So this right now, I'm on 3 with the spoon shader. And look how this dark is different from this dark because we already had a layer in there. And when we go in to put in these super darks, that's really what's going to make a big difference.
So Moritz really likes this piece. He says it looks great.
Thank you.
Spoopy season is the best.
It is.
You know, I've heard this spoopy.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard this more in the past 2 weeks. The previous to this, the only time I heard of spoopy was Corinne's alter ego, Spoopy.
Yes.
Yeah. But yep.
So see, getting in these super darks helps to really form. But we don't want to start off with them. We want to start off lighter so we can blend a little easier.
So Teresa says, I tried using a creative wood burner she'd received as a gift a few years ago. Never used it till this week. Honestly don't know how people use it. Now spoiled with the Optima.
Well, that's part of the thing, though. You're definitely spoiled with the Optima.
Optima.
Some people have
Optima.
no problem
Optima.
with that burner, and I'm just glad they can create. But it does change once you start using a wire tip. I think in general, most people start moving away from it because a wire tip is more natural. Alright, just trying to blend some of this out. Again, these darks are still going to go darker, but I don't want a harsh line everywhere, because remember, this is velvety fabric, and so the light glitters off of it, so we need to have that texture.
So Shirley says, now I see the difference.
Yep.
The more I see Optima, the more I think I need one.
Yes.
Optima.
I am not going to disagree with you on that. And I have that pen because I have the razor tip. Have the razor tip. It no longer resides here. Alright. So now we can blend out and get some of this more textured. Now where our flowers are sitting, we are going to have more of a shadow underneath because the light, oops, smaller pin on that one. The light wouldn't be hitting it. It wouldn't get underneath it. Excuse me. And I took medicine before the live. Alright, let's get that in there. See, we start... we start shaping the flower petals. You can use the spear shaders to do this. You could even use your ball tip. You might want to spend a little bit more time to get the darker shadows a little smoother.
Oh.
But definitely doable. In fact, the spoon tips for Optima, or think of them as even bigger ball tips that require less heat. So what was that?
Church says that he's been using a creative burner. Can't get results he wants. His Optima arrives Saturday.
Yay!
With a 17 SR, which to me just sounds like an experimental spy plane.
No, the 17 SR is my modified fur tip.
Is that your model?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at you all fancy.
Yep. That one right there. What's funny is I tend to use I'm going to switch pins real quick. I'm going to switch over to my small spear shader. I actually tend to use the spear shaders for fur in here more so than that tip. Not that there's anything wrong with the tip. It's just I like the outcome better.
Yeah.
So I am switching over to my small spear. I'm going to bump down to 2. Take a second to heat up. Let's back it up a little bit. See, right now it looks really harsh. And until I get the rest of the darks in, it is going to look harsh. There we go.
You know.
This looked harsh, like this, until I started putting in more of the background. Though I will say that I went darker here than I did there.
No, I think that's fine. I think it looks nice.
Thank you. Alright.
She always asks me, what do you think? And I'm like, it's awesome. And then she's like, whatever.
Because I don't feel like...
Why do you ask then? Because I'm telling you the truth. Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna...
Don't discount the Hobbit, okay? Just because I'm smaller. Just because I'm 1/3 your size.
You know what I figured out? Turn your heads...
Hey, let go! Let go! Hey, stop it!
Okay,
I don't appreciate this.
Get the other way.
Just because you're bigger than me.
We figured that out right before the live. Alright. I actually could go with the medium on this.
Teresa says, I love your work on the books.
Thank you. Oh, they're going to go much darker.
You know who else loves the books, though?
Teresa already knows who all loves the books.
Children love the books. So you didn't see that coming, did you?
No, not at all. Alright, so I'm looking at my dark photo. And you can see there's no bright highlights in it. We just have texture lights. So I'm going to...
Moritz says this skull is amazing.
I really love the photo. I'm glad Teresa found it.
Yeah.
And requested it. I think it's great practice for a lot of different textures. I'm really glad she found it.
So...
And it goes with the season.
Truth says he cannot wait to be spoiled by the Optima.
You will be spoiled. Just give yourself a little time, because it's going to feel different if you've been burning with the walnut hollow for a while.
Yes.
It's going to take a little bit of getting used to, but...
That's... Moritz said, when I go get groceries, it's an unexpected journey. Journey, like the movie, The Hobbit, an unexpected journey. That's right, because I go outside and I'm like, I think I'll go on an adventure.
And me, can you make sure to get some creamer while you're out? So right now I am on 2. I'm just kind of blending and moving in.
Once we get done with Halloween, we get to watch those. I'm excited about that.
Yep. Alright guys, we need to figure out what we're going to do for November. I'm not into doing a whole lot of holiday burnings. Like, I don't really want to do a turkey. So I'm going to ask this super secret toasties if you could do like what Teresa did. And maybe find a photo you would be interested in burning. It does not have to be holiday themed. Just something you're interested in, and then we'll share it with the group.
And Kathy Grimes is here.
Hey, Kathy.
Hey, sorry I'm late. It's okay, you're here.
You're here.
Although I don't know how much longer we're going to be here.
I don't know the time. I'm just going.
Oh, well, we're at 33 after right now.
I didn't realize I was about to switch pins again. Now, do we have any final questions about fabric? Fabric is actually really easy to do if you just pay attention to these shapes and the flow of the fabric. To me, it's very, I can relax and not do as much thinking when I'm burning fabric. I still have to pay attention, obviously, to what I'm doing so I don't burn the house down.
Thank you. It's always appreciated.
The few art classes that I've taken in college, the first one was doing fabric.
Oh, yeah.
Teacher threw up a towel on a hook and said, draw it.
That sounds really painful. They're like, draw this.
Draw this.
It's a towel on a hook.
But I'm glad she did, because it really...
How did she do that? She's a wizard.
I still have it somewhere.
You still have the towel? Ew.
I have the drawings.
Oh, okay.
See, blend this in so it's darker. Yeah, a lot of this is going to go much, much darker. So, right now, still very much in the ugly stage. So don't judge me. I mean, that's why things aren't even.
Nobody's judging you. Like, nobody is judging you.
Okay, I'm judging you.
You realize this.
You're
self-judgy.
I'm self-judgy. I am. And now I see the camera's off.
I am not. I'm not in on this. Judging this.
Okay, so if you're burning along, I would recommend on a lower heat, go ahead and start putting your background in. Because I think next week, at least part of it, I will be darkening so we can see the difference. If you have my pattern, the row, and you're going dark, the rows and the line back here, you actually don't, well, I got a hint on my printout, but when I look at my reference, I don't see the Why is there...
Brian Webster says, "Hi guys, just checking
Hey,
in on the
Brian.
progress. So far, I think it looks great too."
Thank you.
Okay. We're just about to sign off, Brian.
Yeah.
But thank you.
And a little larger. You can see the underneath of this rose in the reference.
Thank you.
The only dark one I have is here.
No judging.
Yeah, I know. Judging as in not myself, but what I'm doing.
Yeah.
There is a difference. So you can actually take off that graphite and not even worry about burning it because you can't really see it. I might leave a little edge to go a little lighter in that one area just so I can get a feel of the rose. But if I look at the photo, I'm trying to see it on the camera, on the screen. Don't really see this line. All of this is going to go much, much darker. Once I get it blocked in, then I can tweak everything. Then I can balance everything out and really see how it's going to stand out. I took the I did take the letters off of the book edge because my letters were just not working out the way I wanted to. So I'm going to do one of two things. I'm either going to do dark lettering instead of the white lettering. I'll just hand do the lettering, or I can go back with some white and paint it in, but I think that'll be too stark.
I would agree with that.
I'm just going to do some, maybe.
So, are you going to put in a custom title, or are you going to put what's in the picture?
I had not even thought of that.
Because you could put, like,
I could.
Martha Stewart Living, or...
How about just drawing with fire?
Well, if you want to make it about yourself.
Oh, yeah, it's my piece. Of course it'll be about myself.
Oh.
Man.
I mean,
Let me squeeze your
what
head.
if it...
Let me squeeze your head.
Stop it. Stop it. It could say hubcap is awesome.
Yeah, it could, but it won't.
Yeah, I didn't answer that.
But it won't. Hey, Richard. Thank you so much.
From New Zealand. You
Yes.
lucky, lucky man.
Yep. Those are actually, the sockets go darker too. Everything goes darker.
Oh.
This is just laying everything in so that I know where everything is and how it corresponds to its neighboring object. And then it's going to be detailing out and going dark.
Teresa is skipping the words altogether.
Yep. Skip the words altogether if you feel like doing so. I don't think it takes away
No, it doesn't.
from the piece. That's an artistic choice you're making. Because right there, I don't know, because we can't read the word other than straub. We don't...
Don't you say it, Morris.
So you could take it off and it just won't do anything, or put your own title on the side. Yeah.
Thanks.
Morris wants me to do something.
Yeah, I know. Yep. We haven't discussed what that is going to be yet.
No, we haven't. Alrighty, so next week, dark background. And I did record putting in the rest of this the fabric over here and the flowers. I will look at putting a quick video together for that, and that may just not have any voiceover, just be really quick. So, thank you all so much, and you guys know what time it is. Say it with me. You are
Change
awesome.
Your socks to prevent.
You can do this. Why?
Something about.
Because you're a pyro artist.
Do it.
Happy burning.
Do it.
Like more videos. Oh, don't forget to hit like.
Do it.
Do it. Bye.